Welcome to Affluence and Advocacy, NY Real Estate Law.
Welcome back to Affluence and Advocacy, New York Real Estate Law with Natalia Sishodia. Today, we're diving into some of the common problems that can arise during real estate deals in New York City and how to solve them. Natalia, with over a decade of experience in closing thousands of deals, you've likely seen it all. Can you share some of those experiences with our audience?
Hi, Kevin. Thank you for having me again. And yes, absolutely. Every deal has its own unique challenges, but with an experience and preparation, we can navigate our client through them successfully. Let's dive into some examples.
At which stage of the deal can problems arise?
Problems with deal can arise at any stage of the deal. For example, during the due diligence review, during contract negotiation, financing, building approval. For example, one of the common issues in a real estate transaction is court board rejection. Or issue can arise at the closing table. Each stage has its own set of potential pitfalls that need careful attention of our team.
What are the main issues that come up during due diligence?
Good question, Kevin. Our firm's due diligence process includes a thorough review of the building offering plan, last 2 years of building's financials, board minutes review, and building policies like PAT, washer dryer, sublet, and renovation policies. We also send our custom questionnaires with over 50 due diligence questions to the managing agent. This comprehensive approach is crucial because the more we know about the building, the better we can advise our clients. For example, we had a client looking to purchase a condo in Soho. Upon review, we discovered the building had a very low reserve, several unfunded projects, and negative financials for 2 consecutive years. These red flags posed significant risks for the client, who ultimately choose a different building with stronger financials and no unfunded development projects on the horizon.
Okay, gotcha. So then what would be some main issues related to contract negotiation?
You should understand, Kevin, that the main goal during contract negotiation for us is to put our client, whether it's a seller or purchaser, in the best position. Sometimes this involves negotiating critical terms like financing contingencies, closing dates, or repair credits. For example, recently, we had to negotiate a unique clause for a client to protect their interests in the case of unforeseen building assessments. This proactive approach saved our client from unexpected financial burdens later on.
I can only imagine. Can you share a recent title issue and explain at which point title issues are discussed?
So in general, just to give you an idea, title searches are typically ordered once the contract is fully executed and the client has his or her mortgage commitment letter. One of our recent title issues we encountered involved an old mortgage that wasn't properly discharged when our client purchased the apartment. What we did here to resolve it, we reached out to the old title company to locate the seller's title insurance and coordinated with the buyer's title company to resolve the issues, ensuring a seamless closing.
What can happen between the contract signing and closing? What is the most common problem and how do you resolve it?
One of the most common problem is court board rejection. So this is actually happens after the contract is signed and before the closing. For instance, I think very bright example and personal friends of our family, our clients Manish and Pravina were purchasing a co-op home on the Upper East Side in New York City, and unfortunately, they got rejected by the co-op board. Since the board doesn't provide a reason for rejection, we used our experience to emphasize the possible issues. We structured the deal and made an appeal with a new application and a new cover letter to the court board. Even though they were rejected a second time, we came up with a new strategy, resubmitted the application third time, and finally our clients were approved.
Nice. Third time's the charm. You've had a lot of closings and all that. What is your most memorable closing issue, and how did you go about handling it?
So I actually have several memorable closing issues that I think I'll never forget. One of the memorable cases involved our client Abigail, who was purchasing a new development condo in Brooklyn. And she was a first-time home buyer. Rising interest rates disqualified her from securing a loan. Fortunately, we had negotiated strong financing contingency provisions in her contract. When her lender issued a rejection letter, we aggressively pursued the return of her deposit. Despite initial resistance from the sponsors' counsel, our persistent follow-ups resulted in Abigail getting her full deposit back, which was a huge relief for our client.
I'll bet.
Yeah. Another recent issue involved a request to transfer title to co-op shares from husband and wife to the husband only, because husband and wife, they got divorced many years back, but never actually transferred the title to the shares on the stock certificate. And the loan was paid off 5 years ago. The original collateral documents were lost, and the discharge of the financial statement on record was never filled. We reached out to the lender for an affidavit of loss token lease. The lender's customer service representatives had no idea how co-op transactions are conducted in New York City and kept sending us the wrong documents. And I don't blame them, because, New York City is unique and it is famous with its co-op market that is not necessarily known in other states. After 4 months of aggressive daily follow-ups, we finally received the original affidavit, discharge of the financial statement, and our client moved to a seamless transfer. Another memorable story is in one of our recent transactions, we represented a seller who unfortunately passed away in the middle of the deal. As unexpected as it was also a big tragedy for the family.
Sure.
And it was upsetting situation for the buyer, who was waiting to close soon and worked diligently on clearing the loan for the closing. But having experience in similar situations, we quickly pivoted to ensure the sale could still proceed. And our team knew the importance of finding creative solutions to keep this deal live while honoring the timeline of the purchasers who needed housing.
Sure.
So what we did in such situation, we arranged for pre-closing possession of the property, allowing the purchasers to move in while we handle the probate process. Even though in a regular standard sale situation, when we represent the seller, we wouldn't recommend our client to go for pre-closing possession because it imposes certain risks on the seller. But in the situation with the deceased seller, to keep this deal alive and to accommodate purchaser's housing situation, that was the best solution. It allowed purchasers to move in while we handle the probate process. Since our firm also specializes in estate planning and probate, it was a seamless transition. And we secured necessary letters of testamentary representing the estate in the transaction as well. In the end, we were able to get the estate to the closing table, successfully sell the property, and distribute the funds to the heirs. The story is a testament to the value of having a legal team with the expertise in both real estate and estate planning. I believe it goes together, ensuring that in the face of unexpected challenges like this one with the deceased client, we can keep the deal moving forward and protect the interests of all the parties involved.
Yeah, that's something that you don't think about that. You don't think about the what if of what happens if someone passes away in that time period. It's just kind of, yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Life is so unpredictable.
Yeah, exactly. It's so unpredictable. Exactly. Yeah. Natalia, you covered legal closing related issues, but do you come across any non-legal interpersonal issues, and how do you approach those?
That's a very good question, Kevin. And absolutely. While legal issues are a big part of what we handle, we also come across many non-legal interpersonal challenges. For example, I recently worked with client Gia, a first-time home buyer who was understandably nervous about the entire process. Mm-hmm. And again, just understand, it's not uncommon for the first-time home buyers to be nervous. Buying a home is one of the most important transactions in someone's life.
Absolutely.
And at our firm here at Sishodia PLLC, we know that our clients often have a lot of questions and concerns. With Gia, for example, we took the time to explain her every step in a way that was simple and stress-free, so she could feel confident and supported throughout the process. We also understand that emotional weight of these decisions, especially for first-time home buyers, the patience is the key here. For attorneys, it's just important to be patient and not to get drawn into the emotional, wave with clients.
Absolutely.
There are also moments when emotions run high for other reasons, like a client's parting with an asset they've held for years, or dealing with loss of a loved one, like I already gave example before. And I've encountered sellers who were grieving or anxious about their next steps, unsure of where they would go after selling their home. This is one of the common fears of clients. They don't want to stay on the street. They still didn't figure out their arrangement for the new home when they sell. In such situations, we also remain calm and empathetic, offering thoughtful and creative solutions to our clients' concerns. For example, like for client sellers, right, who are uncertain about their new home, we can offer the solution of post-closing possession that we negotiate as part of the contract when we start working with the client. And so even after we close, our client can remain post-closing in his place, in his former place, and take his or her time to find a new home. Whether it's helping other solutions that we offer to our clients, helping them find temporary housing, or discussing different estate planning options. So as you can see, our role goes way beyond the legal framework. We aim to make the entire experience for our clients as smooth and reassuring as possible, no matter the emotional complexities involved.
Yeah, there can be a lot of emotion in selling or buying. And yeah, that's really cool that you guys seem like you have a real empathetic approach. And I think that's necessary. I definitely do.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Natalia, for sharing these insightful stories and solutions. It's clear that having experienced legal counsel is crucial in navigating New York City's complex real estate market.
Absolutely, Kevin. It's all about being proactive and diligent throughout the process to protect our clients' interests.
Well, to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates on real estate law in New York. We will see you next time. Natalia, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Always a pleasure.